Alright, so we got a next video for y'all today. We're reacting to this video from Fantastic Hip Hop. Always drop the gems. And the title of this one is Why Drake Just Lost It on DJ Khaled and Made Him Cancel His Album. Now, I saw DJ Academic speaking on it, but I didn't get to watch what he was saying. But I just saw the title and I was like, what is he talking about? So I actually got some time now to check it out, and I'm doing it live here with y'all, man. So let's check out this
It's been
video.
one of the worst weeks for Drake ever with everything going on in the music industry. It is no secret right now that Drake has never been more livid at the world, and with the hype around the Super Bowl and the outburst that he has been having all throughout his new tour so far, it is very clear that Drake is only getting more angry at everything, and during this all-time low that Drake is at. For the first time in a while, Drake has been not afraid to express his anger in full, because while when it's people like Kendrick Lamar or LeBron James even, he only sneak disses them because when he calls out someone like Kendrick directly, he has seen just how bad that has went for him. This time around, the person who has managed to anger Drake happens to be one of the few people in hip-hop and the entire music industry for that matter that is even more pathetic than him. And now who I am of course talking about is none other than DJ Khaled. And now for Khaled, after trying to hype up his new album with the promise of 2 new Drake songs which Drake wasn't happy about at all, Khaled has now ended up canceling his new album as a whole directly because of what Drake has said to him. But now before we go...
Why all the hate on Khaled, man? Khaled don't bother nobody. Oh, Khaled don't bother nobody, bro. Why the hate? Well, let me know what y'all think about DJ Khaled, man. I mean, I respect it, man. He don't hate on nobody, man. I think he's trying to stay as neutral as possible in situations like these, man. Outside that situation where he, against 50 Cent and, Fat Joe and them, that was different. That's different. But yeah, outside that, Khaled know he rely on a lot of these artists for his albums and his music, man. So I doubt he like to pick sides in these situations. But let's go.
Any further into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now with Khaled and Drake, after a time in hip-hop where we saw the biggest beef ever, and from Kendrick to Drake and even other guys like Future, the lines in terms of where everyone stands in the genre have never been more divided and complicated, we are now seeing to the highest level just how far the effects are reaching of this beef, because now with DJ Khaled trying to release a new album, and of course, as Khaled can do nothing musically himself, his entire career and success relies on bringing together other rappers and artists to make these mega collaborations. Ultimately, with how bad...
Y'all don't get a producer no props, though. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of y'all sleep on how effective a good producer is and putting stuff together. Some of the combinations he make in his music, you gotta give him props, bro. That creative mind. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of them are copy and paste stuff, but he still does some amazing stuff as well, man. The one where he did with Sizzla, I'm from the island, so that one hit different too, although he did get in some controversy.
The tensions are in rap. The release of Khaled's new album had to be canceled nearly right after it was announced, because once again with DJ Khaled, he is managing to reach new lows and show just how pathetic and out of touch he is with everything but himself. Because with Khaled's new album announcement, which featured a ridiculous trailer that was over 7 minutes long to roll it out, Khaled ended up creating so many problems in both the trailer itself and with the captions he followed it up with. Because for some strange reason, Khaled just thinks that he can be the force to bring everyone together in this time, because from mentioning Jeg and the Black Album and maybe hinting at a feature from Hove, who has been on most Khaled albums in the past, to pretty much begging Rihanna for a feature, and then both...
Send his record to Rihanna, I just want to breathe. That Rihanna breathes. Everything locked in.
In the ridiculously long caption and in the trailer saying he has 2 Drake records on this album, which he typed out to say that Drake is in the studio.
Why Drake is back at work, so the problem is I don't even think Rihanna messing with Drake right now because of that Travis Scott, dropped some diss bars during that whole beef thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even think Rihanna messing with Drake right now, man. Or it could just be me. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think a lot of people messing with Drake right now.
Studio and back to work, so that means now that they are back together as well. All in all, with Khaled already teasing putting people together on this album who all themselves are not just at odds, but in the case of people like Drake and Jay and Drake and Rihanna have some serious beef. The presentation and optics of all of this already look so bad off rip. And now, especially because Khaled put this out into the world, and one of the biggest things he was hyping up is that him and Drake were going to be putting out new music, which again, he made it a priority to put both in the trailer and in all the captions. While before Drake was able to respond, his fans were excited about the fact that Drake was going to be working with someone who has some sort of a presence in the actual music industry, as this would be the first big artist to welcome back Drake after the downfall we have all seen. Before anything else could further materialize, Drake responded back to Khaled's over-the-top announcement by saying that the Drake that must be
Drake Bell.
featured on this album is Drake Bell, because it's definitely not him, which I'm not gonna lie was honestly pretty funny on Drake's end. And while after Drake did this at first, people thought he may have been kidding or leaning into the idea that he has been kicked out of industry circles like Khaled's, which as we have seen on his most recent tour, he is leaning into, despite the fact that this really isn't a joke and Drake is pretty.
What y'all think about this, man? I saw this. I was gonna react to it, but I was busy as hell. What y'all think about him walking out with the bullet hole shirts with the smoke coming from the back, man? I just think he'd be melodramatic. I ain't
Pretty
gonna
much
lie
made
to you,
everyone angry and done with
but
it.
I'm not surprised.
No matter what people thought, very soon
It's
we
nice,
quickly found
but,
out that Drake was not kidding and he was 100% serious about what he said, as Khaled ended up removing every single
Wow, he delete that shit, bro.
announcement and trailer he made about this new album. And as Khaled has went so silent, and usually he is known for being loud and obnoxious in the most annoying ways, it was made very clear that this is no longer part of the rollout, and now this record has either been straight up canceled, or because of what Drake said, it is at least being delayed, as the two songs that Khaled was most excited about seemingly have been erased. And so now with all of this situation is just wild, because seemingly with Drake responding to Khaled's claims by saying it must not be him who is on this record, and we know that this is serious because again, it made Khaled take down the entire post and announcement. Virtually what Drake has done is tell Khaled that he will never work with him again, which has now managed to make nobody's favorite producer cancel his entire record that nobody ever asked for. And now when it
He said nobody's favorite producer canceled that nobody's asked for. He is going in on Khaled though, man. But my question is this, man. Drake put out a few things already since that beef. None of them took off. Like, none of them. I don't really think a Drake feature will do that much for DJ Khaled right now, man. To be honest. I think people gonna check it out, but people gonna be like, like, we've been hearing Drake for the past few months and nothing really stuck. Not say he ain't dropped no good music, but nothing really stuck. He had a bunch of features and he dropped a lot of music, y'all. Since that beef, he dropped way more music than Drake is still grinding. But nothing stuck. I don't see how his feature would have helped Khaled right now. Man. That so-called stimulus package ain't that stimulating right now.
When it comes to Drake doing this, it is showing us at least that some lyrics from his diss tracks have aged kind of okay, because he did say that he was no longer going to be giving out features after this beef. And now no matter how wrong Drake may have been to people like Future and Metro, or Kendrick for that matter, and no matter how bad he lost at the end of everything...
That's not true. And he's working on a joint album right now. So that's a feature album. So, I don't know.
Cloud Chaser and Wave Rider like DJ Khaled to now want to
he
use
is
Drake to
going
hype
in
your
on
album.
He is going in on DJ Khaled, bro. What did DJ Khaled do to you? He said Cloud Chaser, Wave Rider like DJ Khaled, bro. He's
and yet
going
you were silent
in.
in the time where Drake could have used anyone with a presence in hip hop, especially to help him out and support him. And of course, as we all saw, Khaled did nothing. Even in this time where...
Sorry, I'm pausing a lot, but you can't ask DJ Khaled to jump in and voice nothing when not even the people in Drake's crew was voicing anything. Look, you rarely hear anything about Lil Wayne outside the Super Bowl, even Nicki Minaj outside. Like, you ain't really heard nobody from, come on, my G. Come on, man. Like, no, you can't expect DJ Khaled to jump.
But Drake has never looked worse. With what we are currently seeing and what just happened, we are seeing that for every big loser like Drake, there is always a bigger one that will come around when we least expect it, like Khaled. Because with what he is doing here, from the fact that
Yo, what did DJ Khaled do to him, bro? He is going in on DJ Khaled. I actually like DJ Khaled. I do. I actually like DJ Khaled, man. He is
You think
going
a
in
Drake
though.
feature in 2025 is worth something? To the fact that you were using him to prop up your album after you did nothing in this time where he just asked one
From what
person
I
to
heard.
help him out. No matter which angle you want to look at this from, to be so desperate for a Drake feature that you literally filmed a scene for your album trailer where you were talking about it, and then after Drake called you out, you canceled your entire album, as seemingly whatever desperate play you had to try and recruit Drake for this project did not work out as planned. Overall, this whole situation is reaching new levels of desperation, and in this time where Drake has been the biggest loser in rap, the fact that somebody in Khaled, of course, actually made him look like he has ground to stand on. I mean, for Khaled, this is just telling the world how washed you are and how even after everything in rap, from the sound to who you can work with together, has changed. The fact that you can't
He just hitting Khaled these uppercuts, bro. Damn, what did Khaled do to you, my G? Damn. He's just hitting, bro, he is hitting those haymakers on DJ Khaled, man. I mean, he going in on Drake.
think of a single new thing to
Drake,
do
too.
and are still trying to get a hit from Drake, which even on your past albums before this beef is something that has not worked out since the Major Key album with For Free, which was almost a decade ago. I mean, from every single way you can think about this situation possible, what was Khaled even expecting to get out of all of this? Because I mean, no matter how silent you try and stay and how you try to be friendly with everyone, from your connections or really past connections, because nobody wants to work with you at this point, with people like Jay, Rick Ross, Rihanna, to even Future, and then of course Drake. I mean, just from the optics, trying to use Drake and Rihanna as the lead features off your album, I'm sure it just made both of them never want to work with you again, because in the entire landscape of music and hip-hop, there are just so many beefs that not all of these people are going to want to run around together on your mid-album, especially in 2025. And if Drake is publicly saying that he is going to
I did not click on this video expecting this to be a DJ Khaled diss video, man. He said on your mid album.
have nothing to do with this record, and now Khaled has canceled the whole thing. I mean, the fact that Khaled put this into an official release and trailer, did this mean that Khaled just lied about ever having Drake songs and thought that Drake was so desperate at this point to work with anybody that he would have just ran to his name? Or was Khaled sitting on tracks that he thought Drake would have just let him put out after not saying a single word in this time, where if you wanted to be Team Drake, you could have walked alongside people like Ak and Maul to become the biggest clowns in hip-hop, but you didn't. And I mean, either way you look at this situation from, at least you can say that Drake has finally found an equal match in this time where he has been leading the league in losses, because Khaled just embarrassed himself in every single way possible here, and is fully proving here that his time in the spotlight is over, and that he is officially washed if you didn't think so already. Because to just shelve your album over the fact that Drake said he's not going to release 2 songs on it, I guess in the greater sense is putting into perspective for Khaled that the industry is not all happy making the same song over and over again while moving nothing forward, like we saw on all of the other Khaled albums for years. And I mean, when you say that out loud and see what this really means, I guess it's a good thing that all this is happening for hip-hop and that Drake and Khaled are beefing, because for both of them, from Drake to Khaled, the energy these two bring to hip-hop at this point is just not needed, because in his own way, Khaled has been one of the biggest parts of all of the problems in hip-hop during the Drake era. And really, with all the forced industry friendships he has tried to push on each one of his albums and with all of his collabs, which just artistically did nothing to move anything forward as well, overall, Khaled was such a big part of creating and pushing.
I like DJ Khaled, man. Why? Damn. I mean, but I mean, I'm not winning up there, but I actually like some of his music. But
The
damn,
culture in hip-hop, where it lost its competitive edge and all the rappers became friends, and of course the culture that Khaled kept pushing to find any success ended up pushing Kendrick to make rap more competitive than it has been in years with Like That in the first place. And so in this time where rap has moved past this awful era and competition is back and guys actually want to prove that they're better than one another, and even beyond this, while we once saw Khaled sadly get Grammy nominations for Best Rap Album in the past, which really, just looking back on it, captured how sad of a place hip-hop was once in, we now have seen with the Grammys this year that this era is even over, and again, all because rap is pushing its creatives more than we have seen in a long time, and not the garbage stuff like Khaled and Drake were doing. Ultimately, what we are seeing in this time where Drake and Khaled are just embarrassing one another is that while Drake may be right to not help someone who didn't help him during rap's greatest beef and when he took the biggest L a rapper ever has, by Drake now not trying to push these same old
and this is a funny thing. He keeps saying that, right? Oh, it didn't help him. No, it's a beef between you and this dude. Everybody step back and watch these dudes beef, man. Y'all, let's see who pen is the best. And clearly his own wasn't. Now you can't be mad at people because they wasn't jumping in for you, bro. Come on, man. Like, I was like, I'm wondering. I wonder how much money DJ Khaled spent on that trailer that he eventually had to take down after like naming Drake multiple times in that trailer. How much money did he spend on this trailer, bro? And then had to scrap it because Drake. And what was the situation? Did he really already had Drake done gave him some tracks already, and Drake probably just hit him up after that and tell him, bro, I'm not approving these tracks, bro. So don't even waste your time. I'm not giving you that stimulus package that don't stimulate no more. I'm not giving it to you, man. So I this is just a
Garbage
wow.
albums that do nothing to move anything forward, no matter what his intentions are for doing it. In a way, he is also pushing his own downfall further because right before our own eyes. Without Khaled, the entire Drake era of hip-hop is vanishing even further because if Khaled and Drake are no longer on good terms and Drake isn't leading these pathetic excuses of albums forward with a lead single, well then hip-hop really is in a better place than it has been in years because we can finally say that the era of the DJ Khaled album is over. And so now with all of that said, let me know. What do you think about this entire situation between Drake and Khaled, and who do you think is the bigger loser here? And are you going to miss hearing Drake and Khaled together? Because I sure am not. Now, I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Now, if you made it to this point in the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton.
Of course.
Now, if you want to see how in this time where Drake and Khaled are beefing, Drake is only getting more
fantastic hip hop,
just
man.
lost
Check
it
him
over
out. I always
everything
go to
Kendrick
him,
Lamar
man.
achieved at the Grammys. Check out the suggested video.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. This was a massacre video where he was destroying DJ Khaled, man. For real, for real. I did not expect this at all. But this is a weird situation right now. Again, now I think, and this is just me, don't just bash me. Drake dropped so much tracks that didn't hit. I heard, of course, he about to drop a joint album soon as well. People already reviewing the album and drop it. Who knows? He might get some bangers in it. But I think Drake might need DJ Khaled right now. He might have needed this. DJ Khaled might have been a stimulus package. But again, DJ Khaled clearly don't understand what's going on right now because he's calling Rihanna's name, Jay's name, Hove's name, and Drake. Bro, I'm not even sure if Jay-Z messing with Drake right now like that or been messing with him like that. So being on the same album, like Drake probably like, come on, bro, you mess with them, bro. They be kicking my head in and all that. So I get it, man. But let me know what y'all think about the video. Let me know what y'all think about the reaction. Of course, go and subscribe to Fantastic Hip Hop. I did not expect him to bash Drake. He was killing DJ Khaled, man. That shit was funny as hell. But that's one till next time. Be safe out there, y'all. Peace.